This is how much a fully loaded Rivian R1S SUV will cost. One of the most anticipated electric trucks of recent times was the Ford F-150 Lightning, an electric version of the Trusty truck series that has remained the U.S. best-selling vehicle for almost 40 years. The Lightning isn't the only star of the electric truck show though, with the GMC Hummer SUT, Tesla Cybertruck, and more promising power, economy, and style to go along with your utilitarian demands. There is increasing competition in the electric pickup world as everyone is keen to get a slice of the same cake. More than 13% of vehicles sold in the US in 2020 were trucks, so it's a lucrative sector in the automotive industry, whichever side of the fence you sit on. Rivian, a relatively new startup from California, has only been around for just over a decade but has grand designs for not just one but two electric vehicles, a truck, and an SUV. We look at the SUV version, the R1S, to see what the highlights are of this style-first sports utility vehicle and how it stands up against the competition. The Rivian R1S is a family-friendly electric SUV with performance as standard. As Rivian says on its website, the R1S was designed to take families, friends, dogs and all your gear on long road trips to the places you love. So with an EPA-rated 314 miles of range from its chassis-mounted battery propulsion system alongside 7 seats which fold flat, it is off to a good start. 104 cubic feet of storage offers plenty of space for those long road trips, and the second 2 rows of seats fold flat, offering camper van-like levels of possibility. Of course, it wouldn't be a modern electric car without an impressive 0 to 60 miles per hour time to shout about, so this SUV, like its truck counterpart, will provide acceleration to 60 miles per hour in around 3 seconds, just like a Tesla. In order to rival Toyota too, it has an exhaustive list of safety systems, and the driving assistance tech includes 11 cameras, 5 radars, and 12 ultrasonic sensors for a 360-degree view of your expensive new family car. Rivian has all the bases covered in its R1S SUV, with looks to match Rivian R1S touchscreen, with hand via. Rivian it is expensive too, with the base Explorer model starting at $73,500 and the next trim, Adventure setting you back $78,000. The $90,000 launch edition is now full, as you would expect. Thankfully, the Rivian R1S is no Land Rover Defender. There isn't much left to spec when you select one in Rivian's online builder. Our fully loaded R1S cost $105,000, close to the entry price of a Tesla Model X, and included the following for a classy and capable electric SUV. It is based on the $78,000 Adventure model, 22 inches Sport dark wheels, $3,500, Compass yellow paint, $2,500, quad motor, $6,000, interior color in Ocean Coast, $2,000, 3-person tent with crossbars, $3,100, reinforced underbody shield, $2,000, compact spare tire, $550, all-weather floor mats, $225, off-road recovery kit, $600, field kit emergency pack, $150, and wall charger for your R1S, which can charge the SUV at 25 miles for every hour of charging. As this SUV and its truck cousin are most likely to compete with and be compared to the Tesla's Model X or Y, then it's worth remembering that this car comes with a lot once you fully spec it, at a price that is still relatively low. Rivian's R1S electric SUV is capable under the surface, on and off-road. With a 3-foot wading depth and 7,700 pounds towing ability, the Rivian R1S comes with a 129 kWh battery and 4 motors in its skateboard modular platform. It uses 91% of the same parts as the R1T truck, and for the future, it should be cheaper for the company to release new models on the same architecture. Up to 835 horsepower is on tap for the quad motor version, and a dual motor, 600 horsepower car will eventually arrive later. Power goes to all 4 wheels and there is air suspension to smooth out the wildest of terrains. The interior of the R1S is where design and perceived quality really stand out, and luckily Rivian seems to offer up a cabin that looks elegant and clean. 2 screens sit at the front of the driver and in the center as in most cars, but Apple CarPlay and Android Auto aren't currently offered. Interestingly, the steering wheel also reminds us of the wheel from a French Renault, with the diamond badge in the middle. The Tesla Model X versus the Rivian R1S. The Rivian wins for now. At more than $70,000, the Rivian SUV looks like bad value next to a Ford F-150 Lightning, for example, which you can buy for just over $40,000. But that's a truck. The Model X from Tesla is arguably where Rivian most wants to compete. Tesla might not be known for its industry-leading interiors, but for almost everything else it's leading the charge, and its cars are a force to be reckoned with. The Model X is smaller than the R1S, but offers a similar electric experience and badge kudos along with the modern minimalist design, but acceleration and range are where most people look straight to when comparing electric cars. Around $110,000 gets you into a Tesla Model X, and power ranges from 670 horsepower to 1020 HP like in a Model S, while 0 to 60 miles per hour in the base Model 2 motor trim takes 3.8 seconds. The range is up at 350 miles per charge against the 314 miles for the Rivian R1S, but in the Rivian you get more space up back, a more flexible interior, and lots of useful storage. It depends on what you value in your next crossover or SUV, but for space, power, and image the Rivian R1S provides bang for your buck, relatively speaking of course. Being based on the R1T, the R1S gets an identical powertrain setup. 4 electric motors, one for each of the 4 wheels, paired to a giant 135 kWh battery pack. This means a colossal 753 horsepower and 826 pound-feet of torque. A single-speed gear reduction drive pairs up to the motors, which sends the R1S to 60 miles per hour in about 3.2 seconds. For a 3-row SUV weighing almost 6,000 pounds, that's a seriously impressive figure. According to various reports, a cheaper version of the R1S will join the lineup in 2024, with a dual-motor setup. This one should reduce the weight figure ever so slightly, as well as the cost, while retaining most of the range. As things stand currently, there's essentially nothing that the R1S can't do on paper. It can tear your face off in acceleration runs, but it can also conquer just about every off-road course you throw at it, assuming you have the right tires, wheels. It's comfortable, serene, and just very good to drive in general. The R1S's interior definitely looks like a nice place to be. As we've come to expect, there are 2 screens dominating the dashboard. One of them is the instrument cluster, whereas the other one is the central infotainment display. The interior quality, in general, seems to be pretty excellent, with some very nice trimmings, upholstery, and a general solid feeling. In terms of technology, the R1S doesn't disappoint either. It's safe to assume that the R1S will carry over a lot of the cool stuff we first saw on the R1T. That, unfortunately, means that the infotainment system does not include smartphone mirroring. But the other tech will more than make up for that. A 360-degree camera system, a full suite of safety systems including advanced adaptive cruise control, the charming gear guard system with the animated character, and so much more. The R1S seats 7 passengers, and the cargo area boasts a total of 105 cubic feet of space, with both the second and third row folded down. Rivian is looking to get the R1S to customers a little later in 2022. Amidst the recent controversy surrounding the price increase and the global supply chain issues, it's safe to assume that customers will have to wait a little while longer to get their R1S. In any case, after the reversal of the hike, prices for the R1S start at $72,500 for the Explorer trim level. The Adventure starts at $78,000. This is not a cheap vehicle, then. But it's about half the price of a Model X Plaid, and if the R1T is anything to go by, the R1S has serious potential to wipe the floor with more than a handful of electric SUVs. As of 2022, it's the first of its kind, and we'll soon find out if the competition has something to worry about.